The technological feature which NFTs or the NFT market in future will need in order to thrive and survive, now not survive, but to thrive, is some kind of 3D projection, some kind of device. It's either a 2D frame which you can move objects inside, which can show 3D pictures inside, or what it would be way better is to have a 3D projector so you can actually walk around sculptures and 3D art. And my desire to be able to witness this kind of art in 3D was born from the piece Savage Leap and the Monkey Warrior, which I will show in a second, created by the artist Rodion Vlasov. The detail on the lion is just absolutely fantastic. There's so much motion, energy, primal energy in there that I would love to have a look around, that I can flip it, I have it in the middle of the displayed in the middle of my living room. Of course, there's always the option that we're going to live in the virtual reality in future, and we of course can then use those kind of materials to display in our virtual gallery. But man, would I love to show this kind of art in our real as well. The Monkey Warrior in itself is just a brilliant display of 3D sculpture. What's really interesting about, and the monkey is already a great example for that, what about the artist or about the works of Rodion Vlasov, who was, by the way, in 2019, he started, I think, working at Blizzard as a game developer in 2019 and finished in 2020, either directly or indirectly. But of course, even though our opinion might be a little bit watered down about Blizzard in itself, they of course do still hire great talent, and Rodion Vlasov is no exception on this. What it strikes me in all those artwork and pictures which he produces is that that he's an expert in preserving not only energy in those pictures, but he's an expert in creating emotions and showing expressions in his pictures. Like all of the picture which I saw so far, and I went through his artwork quite a bit, are amazing in transferring an emotion through the screen. It's actually quite uncanny how he's capable of doing it. The anatomy of those pictures or the anatomy of those characters in those pictures is usually at one point or the other is a little bit off. But because of without being able to maybe always grab it directly, what exactly is kind of wrong or which is kind of off, it creates a crazy eye catchiness for those pictures, and it's sometimes actually quite difficult to take your eyes off those characters in those pictures because of the emotion they are transparent through the screen, but also because something is always a little bit off. It's not off to be completely unrealistic, but it's like in this gray area where it's a little bit off. There's always something happening which your heart is feeling with this character, but your eyes and your brain, from a logical point of view, is always like, hey, something is not quite right, and it creates like nearly a magical magnetism to keep your eyes on the object itself. Like I said, he has quite a lot of artwork. He has the tribal color, which I love as a picture as well, which is, by the way, another great example to be capable of witnessing this in 3D, like being capable of walking around it. Imagine this to be a sculpture or a virtual artifact hanging in the air, and you can actually walk around it. That would be fantastic to experience this kind of piece way more in depth, to connect more to it. And again, it's like there's something completely off. I mean, it's a face floating in thin air, obviously, but the emotions coming from it, it's absolutely brilliant. And what is really like one of those pictures which strike me completely of proving my point is this particular piece, which is called the Camper, or whatever he wants to, and he's just saying, yeah, some shit work I did in between, while the expression, the hauntiness of this character is just brilliant. The teeth are too big, too thick, not approach, the craziness in his eyes, the guy with a shotgun, and apparently it's maybe just for the lulz he did it. Craziness of war, you can see it in his face, like the completely madness of slaughter happening for whatever silly reason is etched into the face of this character. The picture of the Sacramental is just absolutely proving my point. The emotions in both characters, the detail in those characters, the magnetism which is causing to keep looking and to keep searching for the details, because again, something is off, so your eyes are still continue searching for, okay, what exactly is off, and that there's so much detail to find. It's absolutely brilliant. It was sold for 0.1666 Ether, which is $416. In all honesty, I think this artist currently is extremely undervalued, and I highly suggest that if you have the chance to maybe get a piece from him, you should really consider it. Well, not a financial advice, not even an artist advice, but my goodness, is that great art, absolutely great art.